Rebecca's going to be putting those together, and remember, y'all know that y'all heard this before. That puzzle is actually on display in our office. It's in a clear, actually you can see my nurse, we put it back together. So as you can, when you look at it, you can see that it's actually clear. You see right there, it's reasons. Those Y's, which I have y'all right now, that's what I have face out. And those puzzle pieces, if you notice, none of them are in these. There's a reason. Our team has no end. So we can continue to build. No matter how big that frame is, we just burst right out of it. And we keep building our team. That is your team. We're on the same team. And I want you to take a minute when you get the opportunity when this thing's over. So take a look at that, because as you see it, you can see what everybody's lives are, what everybody's strengths and talents and skills are. So what people can bring to the table. You don't have to know everything. I know I don't, and I know there ain't no gatekeeper that just has all the information. We don't have to be. So I invite you to take a look at that. You'll also notice something else. There's no picture. There's no picture on. Today is part of that, proof of that, as we move forward. We can create the vision that we are seeking for this county and seek it together as neighbors and as one community. Now, all of y'all got a notebook, or rather, excuse me, a folder. But as we grow together, there was things I wanted to make sure that we all had. So now everybody gets a folder, but the binders, they have a little bit more information. So could I have one person from every municipality first raise her hand or stand up and let us know? So she's going to give every one of our municipalities a binder. Choose it. And I believe we have enough for our entities, all other entities as well to get them.
You get one for payroll or the county?
Oh, yeah. There's a can of paper. As y'all are getting those, I'm going to keep on moving on along. But you'll notice at the very beginning of these, when you do see them, the first is our comprehensive plan. And as Jenny had spoke earlier, everything always is going to refer back to our comprehensive plan. This is, as Jenny actually did phrase once before, this is our contract for collaboration. And so we always need to refer back to this, what is in that comp plan. So I'll give you an example of something, and I've mentioned this before to others. If you need so around there. I was in a housing summit, trying to address housing, and Georgia Academy was there, Jenny was there with Georgia Academy, and so was Georgia Department of Economic Development and various others. And one of the things they touched on, they asked a room full of people, and as economic developers, it's a lot of elected officials from different boards. And one of the things they asked was, how many of y'all read your contract? How many had anything to do with writing it or having input in it? Alright. We need to improve that. And I'll tell you why. There's many reasons why, but I'll tell you, when you're going after grants, designations, those sorts of things, if it does not in your comp plan, they're gonna kick your application to the curb. They're just gonna throw it in the trash. You're not gonna get any time today, and that's came directly from DCA. Yes.
You can amend your comp.
Yes, you can amend your comp plan, but if you at the time ready from home, you can apply.
If you apply, it's not there, it's not going to have.
Right. And at the same time, our director also said that if the local government or the entity that's applying for those applications, or that grant application, for example, if they have a habit of violating the comp plan, but they will also throw it in the trash. So it's important to get very familiar with your comprehensive plan. Is there anybody else that needs a binder that didn't get one? Okay. I'll make sure the city equipment also does. But make sure that you start to refer to it, because now you have a physical copy, you can't say there's no excuses. Everybody has a reason, you have it.
Executive.
Yes.
The key term in relation to the comprehensive plan is QLG, Qualified Local Government. Means that you have a comprehensive plan and you're in compliance with your reporting requirements as a city or county, then you're ready, and you have the project in the plan and it's ready to go.
Heard from the expert. If you've got any questions too, James is the leader of this thing. I mean, he can tell you everything you need to know about it, or if you are interested in amending something, if you forgot to put something in there, he can lead you down, to show you how to go about doing that, and he's even good. Remember on the team knows that. So, if you do take a look at this, after this, it has the minutes. It also has a portion for you to, for your notes. It also has a section on community development, which is the heart and soul. And I really like this because I know I should quote James here yesterday, he and I were talking. And when we got to talk about the comp plan, and he was, he expressed his excitement, because I'm excited too about this opportunity for community heart and soul. And now correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to quote you, but going back. But he said that community heart and soul is the body and spirit of the people. So you have a comp plan as your framework, but then you get the body and spirit of the people involved. And that actually becomes the nuts and bolts that actually makes things happen. Otherwise, you're just doing a plan, and every 5 years, somebody walks in and goes, so did we do anything? How did we do? You've got to get this thing moving, and you've got to keep it moving, so that when we come together in 5 years, that's actually the purpose of us being here today. So when we come together in 5 years, we can be like, oh yeah, we just check these suckers off, because we know right where we're headed, because we know right what we do. The next one I want to spend a little bit of time with is on principles of leadership. We spoke briefly about this, Mr. Tucker has. In this notebook, there are several things. The first page is what I would kind of just cover first. I'm not going to read through this thing at all. But basically I want to highlight some things, and I just want to share with you some things. Mr. Tucker had shared with me over the last 2 years insights, whether it's scripture or quotes, that I have taken to heart, and I appreciate. I'm big on quotes anyway, and I'm an avid reader. But in leadership, we need to have vision, and we need to maintain that vision. Proverbs 29:18 said, "When there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he." And I want to start with that first, because that really hit me. Actually, it was at my church, and one of the pastors said, "Where there's no vision, people perish." And I thought, because I had been thinking forward about this coming meeting and about vision, and I thought, oh my gosh, I mean, what a powerful statement. We also need to have a purpose. We can have vision, but if we don't have a purpose and start to move forward with that, we don't move with purpose, then we become stagnant. Our values, those are what bring us together. And everyone has values. A lot of, even our at a meeting I was at for my joint development authorities, they were talking about, it was located in South Georgia. And one of the quotes that they had stated was, they said, what if you put this region and put a bumper sticker on it? And one of the quotes that came up was, rediscover what you value most. And I love that so much, I just wrote it down. And that's really what it is. What do we value most? Now, if you're a business, you might value bottom line. But as people, which is really ultimately what businesses are, what do we value most? So our values really bring us together. We have a common ground here, whether it's our culture or subculture, various socioeconomic, cultural, just there's so many things that bring us together, but we all have shared values. Collaboration. I will touch on collaboration a lot, and I always have, because communication is the goal. As Ms. Guest and I were sitting talking, we were kind of reflecting back, because when we started this journey 3 years ago, there was very little collaboration. There were each community had its own silo, and nobody spoke to anybody, which really is beyond me. You know, because growing up, y'all know how it is. We grew up where everybody knew what everybody was doing because you were in a small community. I always liked it growing up in my life to see like a Dan Griffith show, because I couldn't do nothing wrong with that. I could sneak without my parents knowing about it. And we should still be like that today. You know, I mean, if we're gonna go halfway across the country and someone sees you got a Brooks County plate, they're from Georgia, they will flag you down, no matter if it's Worth County, Cobb County, wherever, because you're their neighbor. That's what it means to be Southern. And we need to bring that and remember that every day. So that, like I said, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, we don't have to know it all. Collaborate. That's where all the best ideas come from. And the community heart and soul, that's what this is too. It's collaboration on the bigger level. Adaptability. We need to be able to adapt. The world's changing, and that means that we have to pivot. At any given moment, we might have to pivot. We can't always go back to the way it was during the Industrial Revolution. It's now 2023, and we have to pivot sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if we don't pivot, we will die. And I will refer back to Team of Kings on that, because that was written by General, I can't remember the name, also visual, but anyway. But Team of Kings is a very good book, and the rules we gave for complex world, but it's really on the task force was sent to go after Al Qaeda. Actually, it's fascinating reading if you get a chance to read that book. Practice the commit. It's about modeling the way. 7, we need to develop healthy habits, and I refer there to 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is used by, obviously Steve Covey wrote this, but it's also used by the Leader in Me program, which is actually the Steve Covey Foundation, and it's about teaching leadership skills to children of all ages, into adulthood and workforce development. But we need to develop healthy habits. I've got bad ones I'm working on, but we need some healthy ones. We have to develop those. And we also need to prioritize. And I know sometimes that I do struggle with that myself. We all have some degree might struggle with that. But we do need to prioritize, because initiatives often fail if we fail to prioritize. So I have an aunt that likes to liken everything to arrows coming at her. It's a red arrow, it's about to hit her, and the green arrow, it's a little further away. But I started referring things to arrows, but we need to prioritize those things, what we need now, and what we can work on, and what we can work on. Because sometimes we might want it, but we may not have the funding or the ability to get that right now. So we need to prioritize those. And our attitude. Quote there actually went out with my dad, and I grew up with that. He used to always tell me it's your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. And so I wanted to close with that part of it. But you'll remember that we're all in this together. I do not have a section for our community calendar in here, and there's a reason. We have a lot of community events that are coming up. We have one coming up that I know of. Ms. Guest told me one's coming up March 25th. It's community prayer. Day is it's going to be this Saturday. It's going to be in Morgan, and in the park. And I know that in August, Morgan also has another one that's going to be for the foster kids. It's all about the kids' day. Foster kids, their parents. We have some wonderful things. Not only our festivities that we all know about, the Peach Festival, Peacock Festival, all those things, but we have other new ones. Barwood's creating some new ones. I mean, Taylor's always doing something. I mean, it's just, and Quinlan's doing more and more. And so I need your help. I'm kind of coming at you. I need your help. We need a calendar. I need you to send me what you have. It can be repeat. I don't care if I get 10 emails all says Peacock Festival on this day. I want everyone that you know of that's coming up. We need a calendar. And then I will put them together, and then I will send it out. Matter of fact, I'll just come this year and bring in the cover myself. It's already ready to go in that binder, but I didn't want to provide it to you yet until I have this from you. And then we can make it available on our website so that people know what's coming. And we need to keep that updated. If it's not like our quarterly meeting's the first Friday every quarter, so we know that's March, June, September, December. If it changes, you know, if it's on the 16th or it's always on the 16th or something, we need to know what that is, so that we always keep this updated. Or as you add new events, let us know so that we can let others know. Because we have to work together. Because if Ms. Guest didn't tell me about this, I wouldn't have known about that, about the prayer day. We can advertise and advocate for one another so that we can bring our community closer together. I mean, their bingo night, we have people, she's told me, who's coming from Valdosta and Cabo and elsewhere. By the way, they do still have their bingo night. And when is that?
Well, we have separate another day yet, right?
See, so, as you get those, we need to know when those are so we can let others know. So, we have some great events, but we do need to keep it updated so that we can let others know well in advance. In this book, you also have a list of vendors. Sally Burgess with, the city of Cabo was kind enough to send us a list, and Amanda Manning also had a list, as well. So we put them together, and if you know other vendors that we can add to it, it will only be, it just make it that much better. And then lastly, you have a directory. The directory has, various groups from South Georgia Regional Commission, Georgia Chamber, Development Authority, all of our elected appointed officials, good contact numbers or emails, anything that I had that I was like share with you. You have the ability to get a hold of somebody. And if you have trouble, you reach somebody else on that team. If you can't reach the mayor, I bet you can reach Miss Hester, because I tell you Miss Meg, she'll answer. Or Miss Connie. One of them will answer, and they can be always let the mayor. So we've got to, again, goes back to this. Communication, collaboration. Without that, y'all, we can plan and we can do everything, but if we don't collaborate, everything else falls apart. These are the nuts and bolts. And we need your help in doing that. That was it for me, y'all. I just want to thank y'all so much for being here. And if there's any questions, y'all have any questions for me? Or is there anything, if there's any suggestions too, please say, I'm welcome to stay, and if you got any suggestions, if there's something you want to know as we're moving forward. Because we have so many wonderful things that are coming up this year, and there's something else, you're like, oh, you know what, I would love if you could do this, or if we could do that. If you've got ideas on how we can move forward, let me know. Yes?
I have a question. I may be the only one in the room, but, would you explain, I think that I understand that the heart and soul is going forward, we have the money to match it, and.
Yes,
I'm not gonna start, and can you just say more about that?
Yeah, I was just about to, yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
You're good. The Community Heart and Soul, we have our interview on the 16th for our 14th. This is what I was actually about to get to, glad you brought that up, so, we are moving forward, Community Heart and Soul. We have, 3 of our sister cities, our city councils have made formal motions to support this, our endeavors of this, and commit to representation, and anything that we need to get done. The Development Authority has allocated the funds to match the seed grant. We have applied for the seed grant. They have reviewed the documentation. Thank you so much, Mayor Ryan, for sending us that information, and I'll get with Barbara if I need to get just let's have that right. But I've got enough motions and everything, and then Board of Education also made a formal motion, Development Authority made a motion. So having that overwhelming support within our community, they've already looked at it, they've approved everything, so we had that interview on the 16th. But I want you to think about what roles you'd like to serve. Whether it's, if you've got, and I get, we're all busy, but I need to know what roles you'd like to serve. If you want to be really involved, which is awesome, please let me know. If you want to be on that core team to help us, that would be great, because it takes a village. And I would love to have somebody from every community who wants to really get their feet wet and get in there and do it. So please consider what roles you'd like to take on. If it's like, look, I don't have a lot of time, but I can spare a couple hours a week, or it might just be, you know, I've got an idea, but I don't have the time. But in whatever capacity you can serve, I want you involved, as much as you want to be involved. I want to encourage that, because we need you. I can't do it alone, and like Jenny and Jim said, we have to do the work. So, I encourage you to think about that, and please let me know. I'll follow up with y'all, for the next week or two and see what y'all would like to do. But there is a meeting, a Zoom meeting, scheduled, for the 16th for our interview. So if you do want to be on that core team, please let me know as soon as possible. And I'll be sure. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to ask this question, but what about these people from the community that are not part of this group being involved with that? Can we bring those in as well?
Absolutely you can. It doesn't have to be the same people in the room. I've even already started doing that myself. Reached out to various people from different cultural backgrounds as well. And just want to get everybody's voice, to get everybody involved. So absolutely. I mean, I know that our chairman had a death in the family. Darren Derby could not be here today. He wanted to take his death in the family. So if you know people that wanted to be here, couldn't be here, you know they'd love to be involved. Absolutely. Reach out to anybody and everybody. We want as many people want to be involved as possible. So if you know somebody says, no, I know this person that she wasn't here or he wasn't here, and they've got the time, they've got the resources, they can just do this. By all means, I'd love to have them. We want people that want to do it. I mean, we don't want to pinch drag them into it. So we want people that want to. If you know somebody who does, absolutely. Please have them call us. Yes.
I have one question that is not involving Community Heart and Soul, but it's actually involving the community. Do you have any communication with Windstream at all about the broadband rollout, since you're economic?
I have not spoken to Windstream as of late. I do need to follow up with them, but I have not spoken to them lately.
Because I know I've gotten a lot of questions, because I know they started the rollout, coming out of equipment and going spidering out, but
Yeah.
where is that process? And a lot of people have asked.
You're right, yeah, because I mean, I've tried to inquire about that a while back, but I've got to circle back around it. And the last time I inquired about it was right before the holidays, and then everything just kind of flooded. But I will circle back around to that. And if you would shoot me a message, even if it's just via text, to remind me so that I can, I'll have that at the top of my head, so that I walk out here and then it fell off.
Gotcha.
Yes?
Absolute next step is what?
Our next step with Community Heart and Soul, or our next step, okay, our next step with Community Heart and Soul will be, we're getting some dates together. Sonia Aldrich with, she's with the PR director with Cole PNC, and Jenny and I will get these dates together so that we can figure out exactly which dates are gonna work for everybody, and then we're gonna send out an email to everybody. So we'll keep you abreast as to why this way. We want to have all the dates in order right away, as soon as possible, because we want you to be able to mark them off the calendar. This way, we're not coming up later and it's a last minute thing that y'all didn't know about. So, that's the next step for us.
Who will be identifying?
So, Jenny Robbins is the project manager for this Community Heart and Soul. Typically, when you're not part of the NC, you have to hire a project manager. So us being part of the NC, she comes to us at no cost. So the money that comes from the seed grant can be applied directly to community development project, which is awesome. So she's one of the be the kind of the head of this thing and leading us down, and helping us with this. Jamie and I will be the co-coordinators. If you don't know, Jamie is my director of small business development, and she and I are the co-coordinators for Brooks County. And so we will culminate everything, and then it kind of just creates this big team. Well, I'm glad y'all are here. I certainly do appreciate it. I think we're gonna have even more people next time. I know a lot of people had some other engagements today, but I appreciate y'all being here and look forward to seeing y'all in June. And y'all get a minute, y'all take a look at this puzzle now.
Thank you, Stephanie, for all your hard work.
Thank you.
It's